valuation part, I think it is quite undervalued only. No, the valuation quite low compared to its peers also. And no, they are going to target almost 25% of revenue in future their export. And again, as the management told, no, they are going to scale their Dubai and overseas operations. Of course, the improvement in margin will come from design and the cost control, which they are going to work on it, and that is what they spoke about. So because they have a low debt and manageable leverage, no, I think they will not face, I think, big issue there. Of course, the gold price is quite fluctuating, so it is going to impact their margins and all that. But I think they know from because they are in this business for long, so they will handle it. But yes, EBITDA margin was a hit last time, and I think they will work on this. And from here also, I feel though because the demand is there, gold, and I can see even the gold demand is back, and retail investors are going and investing in gold also, and also in Dubai the demand is quite. I think this is a stock which is available at a fair valuation. If someone wants to enter, they can enter at this level.
Okay, so that's the view for Sky Gold, but let's talk about something in real estate. And Hemisphere Properties is stock in focus. In fact, it's locked in a 20% of lower circuit in trade. And this is on the back of a big update that we are looking at. Now, the company received no bids for its e-auction of its land parcel in Pune. Do note that the company is reviewing the outcome for the same as to what could be the due course and action going forward. Now, what had happened before the e-auction was that the company had issued a request for proposal. This is back in 2024 December that we are talking about for sale of this particular land parcel in Pune. This required, for this they had received approval from the Pune collector as well for the e-auction to be held, for which they had to make an upfront payment of around 130 crore or odd so. But the company said that this was a prerequisite for proceeding with the auction process, for which, if you look at today, they have received no bid so far. So it's a big overhang that we are seeing for this particular company. In fact, if you look at the overall land bank also, the company, this plots if we are looking at in Pune forms roughly about 524 acre of the overall holding. Part of which we are looking at in this particularly e-auction. Overall, it has about a 700 plus of an acre land bank. So this is the particular update that we are seeing for Hemisphere Properties. Tapan, let me come to you on this particular counter. We are seeing significant, pressure in terms of what's happening with this company. It's not just the first time that the company has been in focus on the back of such updates. There were earlier litigation issues with their other land parcels as well. So just want to get your overall perspective on the same.
Yeah, see, the company is facing a lot of challenges. Even if you see the profitability also is negative from last few quarters. Again, their negative margins and problem is the operating scale is quite low, and that is what is the problem. The income base is low, and because the RO is not there, that is what is not helping the company also. Of course, the debt is low and all that, but no, they need this. No, the today's setback was a big setback because they were counting on that, and of course, in future they are going to work on to turn around and all that. But I think it will take some time. It is not easy to again come back again. No, the revenue and the property monetization will going to take time. So I think at this level also, because of the fundamental what the company has been there from last few quarters and years, I think one should stay away from this company unless all these things are resolved, and again the profitability comes into picture.
Tapan, have you tracked this counter, Tarachand Infralogistics? Would you recommend your clients to buy at the current value?
See, the Tarachand, if you see the valuation and also the management committee, they are going to expand their service and scale their business. Of course, they are going to improve their utilization and working on their cost control. The thing is now, last time the EBITDA margin was struggling, but now I think they may recover from there. Operating leverage is visible, but the scale is literally low. No, they work on the low base, so that is a problem. But I think if you see the equipmental rental segment has gone up by 36%, which shows that okay, slowly and gradually things are coming together. They have to focus on cash collection and working capital because it's a small company. They have to work on it. But I think the management is quite positive, and here from here also it looks like now the revenue may have a good jump. Looking at the valuations, and I compared with the other logistic company and all that, I think this is fairly valued. I think if someone is having hold the stock, I think you may get a maybe around 15-20% upside from here also.
Okay, let me come to you, Tapan, on this particular counter, Orient Tech. It's been a stock in focus since the last few trading sessions. What's your view?
See, Orient Techno is working on the IT infrastructure and IT enabled services. Of course, AI also one part of it. So that is what market is excited about. Otherwise, the how the IT stocks is been behaving. Now, overall, if you see there, they have improved receivables and working capital, and their order book and also project wins are good, and they are going to diversify their clients and verticals. The if you see ROE, ROC, it's I don't know, around 20-25. That's good overall. The margins are okay. The only thing which I have to see the next few quarters also how their results is shaping up, because the AI is coming and how they are able to adapt with the current situation. Of course, they are working on the cloud and infra verticals, which is scalable from here. So all these things are good. And looking at the valuation also, things Orient Technology at this level looks okay for me. You can hold it, but my suggestion to all the investors, do check the quarterly result, because if there is a dip, then one has to think about this stock.
Next stock in focus is Manaksia Coated. Now, this is a 1500 crore market capitalization company, which at one point of time in trade today was up nearly 15%. And in the last 6 months, the stock have gained around 70 odd percent. Tapan, quickly your view on this counter, Manaksia Coated.
See, the metal companies are doing well, and if you see this company also, no margin is actually improving. They upgraded in galvanization coating capacity, and no, their domestic revenue is gone up by almost 43%. No, so that is very good. And no, currently few quarters, I feel that metal companies may do well. Of course, the input and raw material cost volatility is affecting the margins overall, but because they have a strong order book of almost 337 crores and domestic of 113 crores, I think things are in well placed. And because the metal sector look good from here, I think one can hold this stock. I think upside is there for this company.
Okay, hold is the view for this particular counter. But thank you so much, Tapan, for joining and sharing perspective on various of these stocks that we've discussed.
दोस्तों, हमारा नेक्स्ट सेशन अटेंड कीजिए, जहां हम लोग बताएंगे किस तरह से अच्छा पोर्टफोलियो बना सकते हैं आप इक्विटी, म्यूचुअल फंड, बॉन्ड्स, ईटीएफ, आईपीओ में। तो एक डाइवर्सिफाइड पोर्टफोलियो जो आपको फाइनेंशियल गोल अचीव करने के लिए मदद करे। तो लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में दिए, जरूर अटेंड कीजिएगा। और आप चाहते हो कि आपका पोर्टफोलियो अच्छा बने, तो आप हमारे वेबसाइट को भी अटेंड कीजिए www.catapan.in, जहां हमने इक्विटी, बॉन्ड्स, म्यूचुअल फंड, ईटीएफ, आईपीओ के बारे में किस तरह से हम लोग बाय और सेल रिकमेंडेशन देते हैं, along with the research reports, वीकली सेशन और काफी सारे रिसर्च ऑन डेली और वीकली बेसिस आपको मिलते हैं। तो www.catapan.in भी जरूर अटेंड कीजिएगा।